This What If on What If Naruto had Storm Release Part 1. The like goal for this video is 29 likes. Sooner the like goal meets sooner I will upload the part for this what if. If you enjoy this what if, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Disclaimer, I don't own Naruto nor this frantic. Summary: when trying to save someone close to him, he activates his bloodline Storm Release. What will he do with his new power? You know what they say, with great power comes great ass whoppings. Godlike Naruto, Naruto harem, badass Naruto. It was nighttime in the village hidden in the leaves, and a boy with sun-kissed hair and bright orange clothes was reaching out to his teacher, brother, father figure Ruka Yamano. Why? Because a giant shuriken was flying towards him, about to pierce his chest. Ruka-sensei? A bright flash followed by a loud clash sounded off, and next thing everyone sees is Naruto with smoking hands and the ashes of the giant shuriken on the ground in front of Ruka. A moment of silence was in the clearing until it was broken by the blonde, who spoke in a confused tone. Did I do that? He looked toward Ruka to see him with wide eyes looking back at him. In Naruto, why you just shot lightning? Mizuki, in shock at what happened, looked at Naruto with shock. He shook his head and shouted at the blonde. I don't care what you shot, I'm still going to kill you and Ruka, he screamed with rage in his eyes. Naruto, knocked out of shock by Mizuki's outburst, hardened his gaze and responded. For your crimes against the leaf you shall die today. As he says that, he makes a cross sign with his fingers and shouts shadow clone jutsu. Next thing everyone sees is a massive cloud of smoke and 1,000 clones in bright orange with serious faces with arms out. Now die, they all say in unison, sending chills through Mizuki's body. They all shoot lightning blasts out from their hands, and the screams of Mizuki echo through the whole clearing for 5 minutes straight. When Naruto was finally done, there was nothing left of the traitor, not even ashes. Naruto hunches over and pants heavily, then notices Ruka still with wide eyes. Ruka-sensei, are you okay? Do you need me to help you with anything? This finally snaps him out of his daze. Naruto, close your eyes for a second. The blonde responds. I don't know how that will help you, but okay. Okay, you can open your eyes now, Naruto. He did so only to notice Ruka was missing his headband, and he reached to his forehead only to feel metal and soft cloth. He shed a couple tears and gave Ruka a hug. Thank you, Ruka, for everything. You've always been there to help me even when no one else would. You're the only person plus the Akirakus to know my real self. This causes Ruka to smile warmly. So does that mean you will stop hiding yourself from everyone and step into the dark side? This causes them both to chuckle. A squad of Anbu appear out of nowhere, and an Anbu with a cat mask and purple hair walks forward. Uzumaki-san, Amano-san, the Hokage wishes to speak with you. This causes Ruka to sigh and Naruto to scowl. Next, the Anbu walks up to them and places a hand on their shoulder and shuns away. Thank you, Anbu, you can leave us now. Yes, Hokage-sama, would that they all leave, allowing him to focus his attention on the duo in front of him. Naruto, can this scroll please? He asks with a kind smile, which pisses Naruto off. Naruto throws the scroll at him aggressively, which causes Anbu to come out and point their weapons at him. We have a lot to talk about, old man. Unbothered by the 4 Anbu with weapons at him. Yes we do, Naruto, can Anbu leave us? So what do you want to ask first? When did you plan on telling me I had the 9-tailed fox seal inside of me? He says with an angry face, leaking little amounts, killing intent out, but enough for both of the men to know he is serious. Hiruzen Sarutobi was an old man who has seen 2 wars along with the 9-tailed fox, but yet a child of only 12 has made him nervous with just his look that reminded him of another red-haired woman who gave him the same look. He could have sworn he saw a ghostly image of her behind the boy, but he shook it off. Naruto-kun, I was going to tell you when you were 16 or a chunin. He responded in a straight tone. This causes Naruto to release a low growl. When I'm 16 or chunin, are you kidding me? I already failed 3 times and I'm 13, you should have told me when I wanted to become a ninja, or maybe even when I asked you why everyone hates me. Don't even tell me this was a secret when the whole village knew about it except me. He screams, releasing even more ki enough to make the Hokage sweat and Ruka to gasp in shock. Naruto-kun, you have to understand it was for your own, so don't even say safety. The villagers would still break into my house and beat, but nah, what do you say? The villagers are just confused and angry right now. Forgive them. No, they didn't forgive me for something I didn't even do, so I will not forgive them, and if they want to try to hurt me again, they will be put down for attacking a ninja off the leaf. Through this declaration his eyes turn red for a moment, enough for only the Hokage to notice and fear that the seal was breaking. You owe me, old man. The old Hokage just sighs sadly and gives in to his demands. Fine, Naruto-kun, what is it you want? I want you get your act together and start acting like a Hokage and not some helpless old man who gives in to Inon's demands. You run the village, not anyone else. This causes a little fire to come back to the old fire shadow. I also want you to postpone the team selections for a week so I can have time to master my new strange power. It's called a bloodline. You would know that if you were not sleeping in class, Ruka says with a cheeky smile on his face. This causes a tick mark to appear to Naruto's head. Naruto then turns and gives Ruka a foxy smile that unnerves him a bit. Crispy Ruka coming up. Naruto put out his hands and blast Ruka, which caused him to scream out in pain, and bright lights in the Hokage office which makes the old man and Danbu's sweat drop. Now old man, just tell me a secret training ground to train in and I will be back sometime later. Which causes bigger sweat drops to appear. Right. Training ground 44, but be careful, it is dangerous and is called the Forest of Death. Don't worry, nothing can stop this ninja from becoming the best. This caused the old man and slightly smoking Rook to smile. Well, off I go to see this forest, he shouts, jumping out the window in nothing but his orange pants. A tick mark appears on the old man's head. I hope this does not become a habit of his like someone else I know. You know, I think I should have listened to the old man. This place is dangerous. I've already killed a giant bear, 3 tigers, and is that a snake? What Naruto sees is a snake the size of a 2-story house. Without thinking, Naruto runs up a tree to get a better vantage point. And indeed what he sees is a giant brown snake with black diamonds going down its back and yellow eyes that scream bad vibes. But if there is one thing Naruto is a coward, he is not, so he makes a cross sign with his fingers and shouts, Shadow Clone Jutsu. A puff of smoky and a clone of Naruto is next to him. Okay buddy, let's send this snake packing. They raise their hands to the sky and let out a mighty roar, and a huge bolt of lightning strikes the snake, causing mass damage and critter 20 feet wide and 3 inches deep. Destruction. How we showed that snake, didn't we? We sure did, boss. But before they could celebrate too much, a kunai to the clone's head and it puffs in smoke while another slices his cheek, letting some blood fall. Someone appears behind him, pressing something soft against his head, pushing his body against the women if he had to guess. Then a voice follows. That was pretty awesome, Gaki. You really did a number on this area, and you even beat my snake with 1 strike. I think that deserves a reward, she says in a flirty tone while licking blood off his cheek, which makes him blush, much to the mystery woman's amusement. WWW, what are you doing, lady? Let me go. No, that's not how you ask for things, is it? She says in a wistful way. Can you please let me go, miss? He says, still blushing. No, I don't think so. You'll be my little pillow for tonight, and you're already undressed. Should I follow your lead? She says, teasing him even more. Wait, I don't even know your name? He says, turning red from the woman right. I'm Anko Mitarashi, she says in a cheerful tone. I am Naruto Uzumaki. He says, still blushing, finally wiggling out of her grasp, finally able to see her, and what he sees makes him blush even more. Anko is an average-sized woman, with light brown pupil-less eyes. A young woman who is a slender frame made for speed and dodging while still keeping her womanly charms, which she has a lot of. D-cup breast and a beautiful heart-shaped face, and smile similar to his. Beautiful, Naruto whispers out in shock of what he sees, which cause Anko to blush. Naruto turns around, red-faced, embarrassed at himself for saying that out loud. Anko in shock. A 13-year-old she just met compliments gave her a more heartfelt compliment than the village has in years. "Oh yeah, my plushie for the night." She walks up behind him and grabs him by the waist and snuggles against his whiskers, which causes him to purr. They both pause and look at each other, eyes wide. "Kawaii, you're going to be my little fox plushie for life," she says, pushing his head into her valley. Fox plushie, not surprised she knows about the fox, but plushie for life. "I don't mind if I can stay in her." No, I am not a pervert." Naruto jumps out of her arms, red-faced with his fist up in a fighting stance. "If you want me, you'll have to take me dead. Bring it on, Gaki. You are gonna regret that." They disappear in a comical cloud of smoke, punching, kicking, and biting, and a few lightning bolts. A few seconds later, Anko is standing with a shirtless Naruto over her shoulder with swirls in his eyes, while she has her ponytail frizzled thanks to the lightning bolts. "Hagaki will never beat me. Let's get him back to my place so we can cuddle." For a kid who's 13, he has a nice body. I mean, look at his six-pack and lean body. Kukaku, he'll be a lady killer in a few years. Better get him while I can. We find our blonde hero in a position many men of the village would kill for, and just to even be in for a little nap. Naruto has his head on the chest of Anko Mitarashi with a stupid smile on his face and a hand on her left breast. "This was the best sleep I've ever had, and when did I get new pillows? They feel so soft and a broken bar firm. Let me feel it again." Squeeze. A moan followed. "Since when did pillows make noise?" Better yet, it sounded like a moan. "Naruto-kun, I didn't know you were so grabby so early in the morning." His eyes widened in horror as he remembered the events of last night. He shot up like a man possessed, eyes still wide with a red face. "Anko-san, I am sorry, I didn't mean to grab your holy objects you call breast. I mean your soft chest, I mean. He was cut off by the laughter of the woman in bed with nothing but a white tank top that could barely keep her chest hidden and purple panties. "Plushie-kun, you don't have to be so formal with me, just call me Anko-chan." "Okay, oh okay," he says, still red-faced from her state of dress. "Anko-chan, why do you live in this dangerous forest and not in the village like everyone else?" he asked with a tilt of his head that reminded her of a fox kit and made her want to put his head in her breast again. "Well, that's because I'm just like you in a way. The village also hates me and doesn't accept me, so I've just moved in here and only invite my little friends that I have here," she replies with a sad smile that makes his heart clench. "But why? You seem like a nice person to me, although you may be a little crazy and lack clothes," the blonde says, blushing at her body again. Anko can't help but give him a smile at his answer. "We just met and I all but kidnapped him, and he still says I'm a nice person. Ha! Stupid little Gaki, they hate me because of a seal like you, something my old teacher Orochimaru gave me," she said with clear anger. That makes Naruto notice a mark on her shoulder. "Is this the mark you're talking about?" he says, pointing at it. This makes Anko place a hand over it in defense. Naruto sits next to her on the bed and gives her a smile that warms her heart. "Anko-chan, I will help you get rid of it. Just let me take a look at it and try to help you." Anko moves her hand to give him a look. And he recognizes it as a seal, but that's all he knows. "Anko-chan, I promise that I will get better at seals and beat that snake shit up for you, then I'll unseal it and then you won't have to live with it anymore," he says with raw determination. This caused the pineapple hair woman to smile warmly at our blonde. "Well, thank you, Gaki. If you do that, I'll give you a reward you are sure to remember." This causes Naruto to blush, but he does something bold. "Well, I better get to it if I want that reward, Hebeheim," he says with a wink that makes Anko blush and surprised at the same time. But she regains her composure and smiles devilishly. "Naruto-kun, am I rubbing off on you already?" she says, pushing his head in her breast and whispers in his ear, which makes him shiver in pleasure, fright, and a broken bar excitement. Anko-chan, I think you are, but I kind of like it," he says, smiling at her. "That's my plushie, fall onto the dark side with me," she says, rubbing against his cheek. They both have a good laugh at that. "Okay, Anko-chan, let's get up and eat and then you can train me," he says, getting up only to blush at his state of dress. Ah, where are my pants and why am I still shirtless? Anko can only sweat drop. He just now notices that? What a baka. Anko thinks with a sweat drop. Your clothes are being washed and why would I train you? Well, you are pretty strong, I can sense it and I want to learn under the great snake lady of the forest. Actually it's the sexy and single Anko Mitarashi. She says with her hands in the air and a grin on her face. Oh hi see, should I come up with a cool intro as well? That way everyone can know how cool I am. Yes you should, it's something we will work on while I train you. She says nodding her head like a great sage would. So that means you will train me Anko-chan, that's so cool. He says giving her a big smile and a hug. On Naruto-kun you can't keep your hands off me can you? She says in a teasing tone. Naruto blushes and hides in her breast, causing her to laugh at him. We find the dynamic duo out in the forest of death getting ready to train till the sun goes down. Okay, we will train until you go back to the academy for your team selection and then your sensei will help you with the rest. She says a little sad but trying to hide it with her smile. But Naruto picked up on it and saved it for later. Okay Anko-sensei, he says finally in clothes but not his. He is wearing black jogging pants with black ninja sandals and a white tank top and a tan trench coat just like Anko much too. Her happiness. Okay plushie, make 10 clones and send them to the library under Hench and have them focus on seduction, stealth, combat, and torture. Another 10 to climb trees and have them practice tree walking. I saw you did it yesterday but that was because you were under pressure. I want it perfect. How do you know the secret to the shadow clones? It was in the scroll of sealing? A bastard or Orochimaru maybe, but a good teacher he was. She says with reluctancy. Now me and you will spar until one of those clones brings back a scroll for taijutsu you may like. Okay Anko-sensei, shadow clone jutsu? A puff of smoke and 20 clones were in the clearing. You heard the lady, let's get to it, he shouts at copies of himself. Yes boss. And off the clones were. What now Anko-sensei? He turns to her with a raised eyebrow. Now you and I will fight, she says, releasing Jonin levels of ki at him which makes him sweat a lot. Why are you releasing that much ki at me? It's to let you know I'm serious and get you used to this, because when you fight with other ninjas they are going to release much more because they will be coming to kill you. He shakes his head and hardens his gaze, getting ready to train seriously. Okay Anko-sensei, I am ready to get this started. He says with cold blue eyes and electrified voice which gives Anko shivers of what she has no idea. Without wasting any time they charge at each other. Naruto throws a straight punch that Anko dodges easily and hits him in the ribs hard, making him wince. But that does not stop him. He turns, aiming a hook to her left side, but she ducks down and rises up and gives him an uppercut, sending him in the air, and she jumps after him and gives him a falling dropkick which he barely evades. Wow Anko-sensei, that hurts and you're really fast, I can barely see you. He says with a busted lip and dirt on his face and clothes. Anko gives him a foxy smile and says, well, I am a special Jonin and I didn't get here just because of how good I look. She replies with pride in her voice. But I am not even going all out and you should be able to get by with me at this speed. She says, falling in her heavy style, and Naruto drops into a style with his left hand to his nose and right hand hovering over his stomach and legs spread. Then Naruto charges at her with the speed of that of a high chunin and hits that sting a little to her skin. He comes in with a right leg kick, but she blocks and swings him over to a tree, but he flips in mid-air and bounces off the tree back at her with a cocked back right fist. They clash and a small shock wave that blows their hair and ruffles the leaves on the trees a bit. Not bad Gaki, you put some strength behind that one, Anko replies with a grin. One that Naruto matches well. These muscles came from somewhere. I did a lot of physical activity in my free time. He replies with that smirk that looks like a fox, but little does he know a giant red eye with a black slit is watching behind a cage. After the clash the two jump back and run at each other again. Anko throws a left punch and Naruto blocks with his right elbow, only to have to block a right hook with his left elbow. He throws a high right kick but she blocks and they both jump back to gain space. Only to run at each other again and clash punches, but it is broken by a clone of Naruto who swings at Anko, but she dodges to the left and throws a left kick and dispels it. Only for the real Naruto to fly in with a hammer fist to knock her down, but she sidesteps and throws a barrage of kicks that all at Naruto and leave him on the ground gasping. Not bad Naruto-kun, but dodge these. Hidden Shorto snake hands. A bunch of snakes come out of her sleeves and aim at Naruto with fangs showing. He quickly jumps up and shoots a blast of lightning from his hands and it zaps the snakes away, but he was too slow to react to Anko behind him, who hits him to the ground. Man, this is going to be a long day, he says with a grin on his bloody face. It's midday and we can see Naruto laying on the ground without a shirt thanks to his sadistic teacher who burned his trench coat and white tank top off with a fireball jutsu. Trees on the ground thanks to the giant snakes that chased him around, with Anko laughing on top of it, throwing snakes and kunai at him and even threw her wet banites at him that landed on his face. She apparently got off to making him suffer. Anko even kicked him through a couple of trees that broke a couple of bones. Anko-sensei, I can't move. I think I broke my legs when I fell out of that tree because those snakes tried to bite me, Naruto says in a hurting tone. Don't worry Naruto-kun, I'll carry you to my favorite place so we can eat, she says, throwing him over her shoulder much to his irritation. So are we going to get the food of the gods? He says happily. Yup, Anko says. In a cheery tone, ramen dango _. Naruto-kun, you did not just say that, did you? She says in a sweet tone, with a ghostly giant snake appearing behind her with its fangs out, causing Naruto to make his own inner beast to appear in the form of a giant red fox to appear with its teeth showing. This is the scene one Kurenai Yui shows up to see, causing her to sweat nervously. Kurenai is a close friend of Anko and also has the nickname of Konoha's Ice Queen. She is a fair-skinned woman of a slender build. She has long black hair, untamed hair reaching her upper back, with unique ruby red eyes with rings in them that look like Tomoe. She wears makeup consisting of red lipstick and purple eyeshadow. She wears what looks like bandages over a mesh shirt to cover up her D-cup breast and one red sleeve made for distracting enemies. Anko-chan. This shout knocks the two out of their trance. Oh hello Nai-chan. Anko says with a happy smile. What are you doing with a shirtless kid in the forest of death? She says, looking at Naruto, who gives her a foxy smile. Oh, don't mind us Nai-chan, me and Anko were just getting hot and sweaty, he says to Kurenai, who raises her eyebrow at his way of talking to her. Until what he says clicks in and she gives him a glare and releases ki on him. What do you mean getting hot and sweaty, you pervert? But to her surprise the ki does nothing to him and he looks over to a blushing Anko. Anko-chan, tell her, he says, still grinning. Don't say it like that, you baka. Anko says with a light dust of pink on her cheeks and smacks him upside the head because he's still over her shoulder. Anyways, we were about to go eat dango, the food of the gods. Sends a glare at Naruto, telling him to be quiet. Do you want to come with us Nai-chan? This causes Naruto to make a lighting whip he learned how to make while running for his life from the giant snakes and smacks Anko's butt with it, which makes her weep and blush. Then send a glare at him. Yes, but Anko, why does this kid who is only 13 have a lighting affinity so strong? I don't know. Hey, let's test it with chakra paper. Do you have any? Anko asked Giddy. Yes, I do. I picked some up for my featured Jonin team, but I guess I can spare one, she says, sweat dropping at her friend's antics. With that said, she pulls one out and hands it over to Anko, who snatches it away, making a tick mark appear on the woman's head. Okay Naruto-kun, just channel your chakra into this and we will see what happens after that, she says, putting him down off her shoulder. Naruto-kun, these two seem pretty close after they just met. Well, not surprised, they are so similar, it's like they were made for each other. Okay Anko-sensei? With that said, he did just that and it shocks everyone at what they see. The paper split into 100 pieces, which then crumbled up into small balls, and then they all turned to water, which formed a large puddle at their feet. Dot underscore. Underscore. Is that supposed to happen? Naruto asked, uncertain. We have to go show the Hokage that a reaction like this can only mean a bloodline, said Kurenai with wide eyes. With that said, they all body flickered to the Hokage office. Old man, guess who's back? Naruto said, appearing with two companions in a body flicker. Show some respect, you perverted breath. Kurenai hits him over the head, which makes a huge bump appear over his head. Ow, what's your problem, Nai-chan? Why are you so uptight? You need to get laid. He yells at her. A tick mark appears on her head with a face red from anger or embarrassment. You little brat, she says, and proceeds to beat the already injured Naruto black and blue. Huff, what does he know about getting laid, little pervert? Everyone's sweat drops at the scene. Cough, Hokage-sama, we have important news to share with you, the snickering Anko says. What would that be? Anko, the laughing Hokage, says. We believe Naruto-kun has a bloodline, Anko says, getting a little bit more serious. Oh, you mean his storm release? Yes, we saw this yesterday, but we did not have any chakra paper, so I just guessed what it was, and I must be correct. Yes, Hokage-sama, we tested his affinity and the paper was cut in 100 pieces, formed into small balls, and then formed a large puddle. Kurenai said with surprise, still in her tone. Wow, his water affinity is stronger than that of Tobirama-sensei. Naruto-kun, you are truly amazing. Maybe I should give him his parents' scrolls and he can learn his mother's water jutsu and kinjutsu style along with his father's wind jutsu. Naruto-kun, you have the bloodline storm release. It is a very powerful bloodline that with enough control you can cause mass storms. It is a combination of water and lighting natured chakra to make storm release. I got you, old man, I've already got a good handle on it, see. He says, and makes a lightning whip and throws it at the bookcase and grabs a root ambu. Faster than Naruto can see, the old Hokage flashes to the ambu and jams a kunai in the ambu face mask, causing the body to slump over in Naruto's lightning whip, and the body caught fire. That Danzo, I swear I'm going to kill him. Like Naruto-kun said, I need to get my act together, and Naruto must be a censor. Naruto-kun, can you use water chakra to put this fire out? The Hokage asks in a firm tone not matching his age. I don't know how to use water yet. The blonde says sadly, just picture your chakra flowing like water and pushing through everything like a rampaging storm. The Hokage says while making a sign for his Anbu to go. Okay, old man. Naruto then closes his eyes to focus. Then to everyone's shock, water starts to form around him and quickly drops on the burning Anbu and soaks the body and everyone else. Ha, I did it, thanks, old man. Naruto pumps his fist up, unaware of the angry ruby-eyed woman approaching him from behind. Naruto-kun, would you please come here and let me talk to you? She says in a voice too sweet for his liking. Everyone see the death god appear behind her, laughing. See you, old man, I have to run for my life. Naruto says, jumping out the window. But not before making a lightning whip and smacking the snake mistress on her ass, sending an electric shock up her body, causing her to run behind Kurenai with an angry face. Uzumaki, you get your ass back here. The two women scream with all their womanly fury. Day of team placements, we confide Naruto doing something that has become one of his new favorite things to pass the time when there is nothing to do or his Nai-chan isn't there for him to tease her. Instead, he is running his fingers through the tails of one nine-tailed vixen named Kasumi, who is purring happily while laying across his bed in her Hanita form, since Naruto told her it would be okay to show what she really looks like in the comfort of his run-down apartment. He can't help but laugh at how they meet. Flashback, Anko-chan, I think I've drunk enough, haven't we celebrated enough over my new discovery? He speaks with red cheeks due to the alcohol or the way Anko has her breast on his head. Jigaki, you lightweight, I can't hold your lick. She was cut off when she passed out due to how much drinking she had did that night, and Naruto had to carry the drunk Anko home, getting weird looks from the villagers. When they got to her house, he put her in the bed, but as he tried to get away, she pulled him down into his favorite place to rest. I was gonna go home and work off this drunken state, but this is fine mindscape. Why am I in a sewer and why am I still drunk? I can't even stand straight. Damn Inko-chan, we need to bring Kurenai-chan with us next time she is the responsible one. Well, let's go explore. He then runs off without a care in the world. After a few minutes of just stumbling around, he finds himself in front of a cage, and because of the state he is in, logic goes out the window and he just runs up to it but trips and falls on his face, dogging a giant claw, but he doesn't seem to notice. Stupid ninja can't even run straight. I'm amazed you got so strong with that stupid bloodline of yours. A voice in the darkness says. Hey. Who you calling a stupid ninja? You must not know who I am. I am the pie-eating, trailblazing, eyebrow-raising, jabroni-beating, heart-stopping, elbow-dropping Naruto Uzumaki. A moment of silence followed. No one even moved, but Naruto still had that grin on his face. Ha 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 ha, that was actually pretty good. You are a very entertaining ninja. Hey, I just came up with that. Now I wonder if Anko-chan will like it. He says with a hand behind his head and a grin that could split his face. But now that I'm not so drunk, I can only assume you are the Kyuubi and this is inside the seal and this is a representation of my mind. Naruto says with a serious gaze, looking into the darkness. A giant red eye with a black slit appears, followed by giant teeth, and a grinning face makes Naruto match its grin. My mom, maybe I was wrong and you are not a stupid ninja. Are you a boy or girl? The question came from the blonde, who had a questioning gaze aimed at the fox. Really, that is the first thing you decide to ask me? It just makes talking to you a lot easier, and not calling you in it. The Kyuubi eyes him for a second, deciding if it should reveal such information to the Baka ninja. I am a woman that you have never seen before, said the now female fox with pride in her tone. Oh my ramen gods, up above the strongest Biju is a woman, and a prideful one at that. Oh man, wait until Kurenai-chan hears that. She is gonna be happy for the rest of her life. What? You have a problem with that ninja? The vixen says, releasing some ki on him that makes him nervous. And no, I think that is really good for all the females in the world who are put down because of sexist men, and you have really nice fur. It makes me want to just lay in it all day. Are really? Why you think so? The Kyuubi says in a more softer female voice. Yes, I do. You could be a pillar of strength for all the women of the world. All you would need is a more human appearance and be a little nicer, and you might just become a role model similar to Tsunade Senshu. Well, I do have a Hanyo form if you would like to see it, but you would have to do something for me. What would that be? Naruto says with a raised eyebrow. You need to change this place up a bit and give me messages anytime I ask for them. She says in a tone of arrogance, as if talking to someone lower than her. That seems reasonable. I could imagine being in a sewer 24/7 would suck. He then closes his eyes so that he can focus on changing his mindscape, and little by little the place gains light. The water is replaced with grass, the walls become huge trees, and the sound of following water could be heard as a river along with a small waterfall can be seen coming out of the ground. Now tell me this isn't awesome. The blonde says, pumping a fist in the air. The Kyuubi is speechless as to what has just happened. She was not expecting the little human to do such a good job on his first try. But then she stops and looks for the seal and sees it on a rock under a tree. Thank you, Naruto, and now as promised, prepare to be amazed by my beauty. In a flash of light, the giant fox can be seen getting smaller until a human form is seen. Then and there Naruto sees a sight he will never forget. Standing there is a woman with orange hair with red fox ears on top of her head, hair that goes down to the middle of her back, followed by the 9 orange fox tails. She still has those blood red eyes with fox slits and now red lipstick and a narrow jawline. Cup breast and an hourglass figure that makes men's heads turn, and plump thighs that make the world go round. Next thing that happens is Naruto is blown back to the seal and hits it and cracks it. Upon seeing this, Kyuubi fears the worst because her chakra starts leaking to Naruto a bit, but suddenly stops when Naruto sees this and fixes the rock by imaging it the way it used to be. Now that could have been bad, ha ha ha. The laughing blonde catches something flying towards his head and it's soft. He then starts to rub his face in it only to stop when he hears a moan come from the Kyuubi. Kyuubi-san, I am. He is cut off when she raises a hand to stop him. Kasumi is my name. Jay, just don't stop rubbing my tails. Okay Jay, just put some clothes on, you're naked. The blushing blonde says. She then puts on a red kimono with little red foxes on it. The kimono is open, showing some cleavage. It only reaches to her thighs and stops, showing her long legs. She wears red ankle socks to finish the outfit. Happy now? She says with a red face, cause Naruto has started brushing her tails. This is gonna be a great friendship, Kasumi-chan. The grinning blonde says. That makes the redhead blush a little. Bakken and flashback. Wake up Kasumi-chan, I have team placements today and I don't want to be late. The blonde says, whispering in her fox ears, giving them a little pat. Naruto-kun, why do you have to strike them with your new storm release jutsu that leveled the forest clearing? She says, pouting. Kasumi-chan, I did that jutsu and the whole village was in a thunderstorm for the rest of the day and then I had to tell the old man what I did. He says with a sweet drop. Look, just become a little fox and I can take you with me when I fly there. He says with a smirk, knowing how much her and Anko like that. She transforms into the size of an Onuzuka pup and instantly grins up at Naruto, who is also grinning. You know, I still find it hard to believe I can fly using wind release ban. I love those shadow clones, we really flew all over the village that day, ha ha ha. Yay, just get dressed and let's go flying. Yipped the happy fox. Okay Jazz, you can be really impatient sometimes. A smack upside his head by a tail and he's up and moving. Naruto can be seen wearing black and blue style sandals so he can stay light on his feet. A black t-shirt with the kanji storm over his seal and a 10 trench coat like Anko she got him as a gift for buying her dingo. His headband tied on his forehead along with a sheath katana on his waist hidden by the coat. He picked up because his clone found a style called Moonlight Sword Style. The style uses brute force or flexibility when needed, but it is not really used because masters of the sword have a bloody life ahead of them, but a little blood never stopped Naruto from getting what he wanted. The sword is about 2 feet long, the handle is black and the guard is in the shape of a yin-yang symbol while the blade is silver, made for cutting through the flesh of enemies. Okay, I'm ready to go, Kasumi-chan, hop on. She then climbs onto the top of his head and walks to his window and jumps out and takes flight to the academy. Along the way the people of the red light district wave to him and give him nice smiles and the women call out to him. Naruto-sama, when will you come give us a visit? A horde of women from the brothels come to ask him the same thing. He gives them a sexy smirk that shows his longer fangs that makes them you all swoon. I'm telling you, Kasumi-chan, it's like they don't know I'm only 13. Well, you look like a 15-year-old with all the physical training you've been doing for years, and not to mention you're always giving the people of this area high-quality goods you steal from the nobles, and stop doing that, you are gonna get in real trouble. She says while smacking his head with her paws. Oh, I didn't know you cared so much about me, Kasumi-chan. Am I not just a Bakunin anymore? He says with a knowing look. Luckily her fur can hide her blush because her face was burning red. Be Bakunin, don't ever think about something like that again. Once he exited the red light district, it's back to the glares of hatred while the kids look in awe at the flying boy and fox. It's crazy how the people who are considered the outcast of the village treat me better than this. Well, that's because they can kinda understand what you are going through, and you've also helped these people a lot and they respect you for that. She says, a little sadly, feeling guilty. Naruto then turns and is now flying with his back to the ground and Kasumi on his stomach. Hey, I told you not to think that. None of this is your fault, so stop blaming yourself, he says in a soft tone while rubbing her head. Kasumi then gives him a smile, or as much as a fox could give with those sharp teeth. Thank you, Naruto-kun. She says, feeling better now. What do you say? We make an epic entrance, Anko style. He says, giving her a foxy grin. She yips happily. Next thing the villagers see Naruto become covered in blue lighting and disappear in a bolt. Academy. In one classroom we can see a bunch of kids talking and laughing, all excited or nervous for the test about to happen today. The civilian children sit at the bottom while the clan are at the top of the class. We can see a black-haired boy with the hair of a duck but by the window with girls giving him eyes with hearts while he ignores them. This is Sasuke, the last Loyalakia of the leaf. Above him we can see a boy with red fang markings on his face. This is Kiba and Yuzuka with his best friend Akamaru on his head. Next to him we can see a boy in a green overcoat with sunglasses and a small humming coming from him. His name is Shinoa Barame. To the left of them we can see a boy with spiky black hair that looks like a ponytail and a lazy face. This is Shikamaru Nara. Next to him is a fat boy with swirls on his face. His name is Choji Okimaki. In the top row we can see a girl with midnight blue hair and lavender eyes. This is Hinata Hyuga. She is looking around like she is trying to find someone. It is a known fact in the class that she has a massive crush on one Naruto Uzumaki, but he does not know. Naruto-kun, I hope that you passed. A rumbling can be heard coming to that class and everyone covers their ears and sits down because they know what is gonna happen. Ha no pig, I win first, I get to sit next to my Sasuke-kun. Said a girl with bright pink hair and a big forehead. This is Sakura Haruno. No you didn't, can't you see I'm in front of you, forehead girl? Says a girl with platinum blonde hair and pupils sky blue eyes. They rush up to the duck-haired boy to sit next to him and then start to fight over who sits next to him. They are forced to stop when the outside gets dark and they can see the clouds darken and lightning start to strike down and thunder boom across the sky. Everyone all over the village looks up to see what is going on and the people of the red light district start to cheer loud and the Hokage can only rub his head and smoke his pipe at seeing what is going on. Back in the classroom everyone is looking outside when they see a lightning bolt come flying at their school. All the kids scream and hide under the desk until it makes contact. The windows break and something has landed in the class. The kids peek from under the desk to see what is going on, and what they see, all the girls blush and the boys look in awe. Hello my future comrades, I Naruto Uzumaki have come. Hinata with a red face looking in awe and a bloody nose, along with most of the girls, even Sakura and Ino can't help but blush. The boys are jealous and Sasuke is green with envy along with the furious Kiba. And in Naruto is that, you asked the hesitant Ino with a red face at how handsome Naruto looks. Naruto gives her a charming smile and walks real close to her, making her even redder. Yes, that is Ino-chan, do you like what you see? He says, kissing her hand. This causes her to faint along with Hinata. One girl is not buying it though. Naruto baka, don't do that again. She runs to him with her fist cocked ready to punch him, only to be shocked when he grabs her fist and backhands her and gives her a cold glare. Don't do that again. He says in a cold tone amplified by the growling fox on his shoulder. He then walks up to sit down next to the passed out Hinata and picks her up and sits her in his lap, much to everyone's shock. But this makes one bit angry. What do you think you are doing with my mate? Yelled the angry Kiba, who is charging him, only to stop when he is shot with a water bullet to the face by the blonde, who gives him an icy gaze. Sit down. He adds some key to get his point across. Everyone is shocked at this display, even the jounin watching. Hokage office. Everyone in the office was slack-jawed at what just happened in such a short amount of time. Hokage-sama, this is real and not a joke, is it? Said a bearded man named Asuma, who looks like a young Hiruzen. A one-eyed cyclops with silver hair has a wide eye and an orange book on the floor. Kakashi, did you see that? Says Asuma with shock. Hokage-sama, if I am correct, that is the storm release bloodline from Kumo. How does he have that? Asked Kakashi, because he saw it in the last war. Indeed, he unlocked during the scroll incident and has been training with it in the Forest of Death for the past week, but I didn't think he would progress so fast. But a broken bar, he does know the Shadow Clone Jutsu secret, some I'm guessing that. How? said the old Hokage, much to the shock of everyone. Yup, that's my gaki right, Nai-chan. Anko says, pulling Kurenai in a hug. Anko, Kurenai, you know this kid? Asked Asuma with shock. Yes, we do know him, but I wish I didn't because he's a little pervert. Kurenai says with a little bit of red on her face, remembering some of the things Naruto has done to her. How do you know him? Asked Kakashi, wanting information. Well, he came to the Forest of Death and started fighting animals and training his new power. Long story short, I sent a giant snake after him and he killed it with one shot in half an area. Everyone was shocked at the fact that Jinin beat Anko's snake. And how do you know him, Kurenai? Asked Asuma, because he saw her red face and has a crush on her and wants to know if this gaki is a threat to his women. Well, I ran into him and Anko fighting in the forest and then I beat him black and blue for being a pervert. She says with a smirk on her face at the end of her statement. The whole room sweet drop at her answer. She was just upset that he got her all wet. All the males get the wrong idea and have nosebleeds. Shut up, Anko, no dango for a month. She say red-faced. Oh come on, don't be like that, I'll let you cuddle with him if you want. Anko says, giving her puppy dog eyes. Why would I want to do that with him? I swear you both are perverts. She says, blushing at the idea. Can we just get back to the class? Said Kakashi, wanting to know more about his sensei's son. Classroom. Ruka walks in to see a classroom completely silent and wide-eyed. He can see a shaking Kiba and Akamaru. Inoue and the rest of the girls are blushing, looking at Naruto brushing the hair of a sleeping Hinata in the lap of Naruto. The girls are sending the smiling Hinata herd glares and the boys are the same to Naruto. K class, let's get to what we all came for, which is your team. This snaps everyone out of their gaze. Teams 1. Naruto tunes him out and continues to stroke both Hinata and Kasumi, making the fox wag its tail back and forth. Team 7 will be Sasuke Kaya, Sakura Haruno and a random civilian ninja who isn't worth anything. Your sensei is Kakashi Hatake. Sakura sits next to Sasuke and the civilian ninja comes to sit next to them, but Sakura punches him away. Team 8 will be Hinata Hyuga, Kiba and Yuzuka, Shinoa Birame, and your sensei is Kurenai Yui. Naruto shakes Hinata up. And Naruto-kun? Hinata asked, looking confused at where she is sitting. Hello Hinata-chan, did you have a good sleep? He spoke huskily in her ear, making her shiver. She then notices where she is and jumps up with a red face and sits back in her seat, rubbing her fingers and legs together, then passes out with a nosebleed. Hokage office, that little pervert, when I get my hands on him I'm gonna wring his neck. Yelled the enraged Jonin, being held back by Anko. Now are you just upset he didn't do it to you? Anko says, teasing her. Anko. Class Team 10 will be Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara, and Shoto Akimaki, and your sensei will be Asuma Saratabi. Said the ready-to-leave Ruka. Ruka-sensei, what about my team? Asked the whiskered blonde. Ha, dead lest you don't get a team, loser! Shouted the Inuzuka. Before anyone could react, Naruto kicked him in the face. Now the next person who calls me that will get the same thing. Silence. Ruka-sensei, you can get back to it. He says, going back to his seat. Ruka's sweat dropped. Yeah, your team is, but before he could continue he is interrupted when a brown blur hits him. It is revealed to be Anko Maitashi. Plushie-kun, I am your sensei, but you better run to our training ground. You have an angry Nai-chan after you. At that moment the other sensei came into the room. And like she said, Kurenai is sending massive ki, and Naruto, who is just sitting there with a charming smile that melts her anger away. Hello Kurenai-chan, you are looking as beautiful as ever I see. He says, walking up to her, grabbing her hand and kissing it. This makes her blush and turn her head to keep him from looking. He then grabs her by the waist and pulls her to him, and he is looking in her eyes deeply because he is standing at 5'6" to her 5'5" of height. This makes her blush even more. Don't be mad at me, I promise I can make it up to you. He says in her ear, giving her a low bite, making her knees a little weak. Anko pushes them apart, blushing at the show while Kurenai's whole face is red and the males are wide. Let's go to Naruto-kun, we have things to do. She then disappears, but not before Naruto smacks Kurenai on the ass, making her jump and blush more. Forest of Death. Okay Naruto-kun, what you have to do is find me somewhere in this forest and then you pass and I give you a good reward. She says, giving him a sexy smirk, and Naruto returns it. Well Anko-sensei, you can consider this test pass. I'm gonna find you. He says with a confident smirk. Well, if you are so sure, come and get me. She disappears in a puff of smoke. Kasumi-chan, you got her smell right. He looks to the fox wrapped around his neck like a scarf. She wags her tail in front of his face. I will get it, but what do I get if I do this? She said, smirking. Oh well, I guess I could rub that spot that you can't get yourself and apply that oil on your. She cuts him off with a smack from her tail. Don't speak any more Bakuninjin. She says, blushing under her fur. He can only chuckle and shoot in a bolt of lighting after his sexy sensei. Somewhere in the forest, Anko can be seen riding on a giant snake, running from her handsome student. That Gaki's fast and probably has that fox on my scent trail. As if on perfect time, lightning strikes, wind blades, and water blades are coming out of the sky and are closing in on her and the snake. She replaces herself with a log just in time to avoid being struck by all that. My god, he can use all three of his elements. Why did I agree to this? Anko thinks to herself, crying anime tears. Well, as long as he doesn't use his storm release, I should be able to win. As if being cursed by the gods, she sees Naruto and three clones going through hand signs. Storm release circuit. Naruto shouts and multiple light blue rays of lightning rush and Anko, who can 18 light beams coming at her. She ducks, spins, jumps and dodges, but still gets hit in the shoulder, left leg and right arm. Damn, it disrupted my nervous system and now I can't even feel where he hit me. She then turns and launches a volley of shuriken and appears behind Naruto with a heel drop, but Naruto makes arms out of lighting to grab Anko and he blocks Anko's shuriken with his own kunai. Got you Anko-sensei? Naruto says, only to be surprised when the Anko turns into mud. Not surprised, she isn't a special jounin for nothing. Naruto thinks to himself, a little ways away Anko is limping in the cover of trees and bushes while trying to wrap her leg in bandages so she can recover. Got to be quick before he. Her thoughts were cut off when she hears the sound of rushing water. Found you. The statement came from Naruto on top of a raging wave. Water style water shock wave? Naruto shouts with a wide grin on his face. Someone help me. Those were the last thoughts she had before the waves hit her and was tossed around until she passed out. You think we went overboard, Kasumi-chan? Naruto asked as he walks to the Anko, who is soaked in water. Nah, she did have those snakes almost eat you. Responded Kasumi. Yay, you're right, let's bring her to the hospital so we can get that reward. He says, smirking. You pervert. Kasumi says. Thank you for watching.